Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into Lecture 7, Travel Updates. Think of this as your essential survival guide for navigating the English-speaking world. Because honestly, whether you're a frequent flyer or planning your very first trip abroad, we're going to decode the exact vocabulary and grammar you need to get through transit without a hitch. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Is your flight on time? It's a highly relatable, real-world question, isn't it? It's literally the text message you get from the friend waiting to pick you up at the airport, or that anxious question you ask the gate agent. Answering this correctly and actually understanding the information they throw back at you is absolutely critical. And that is exactly the vocabulary we're going to master today.
Section 1. Essential Travel Updates. The Departure Board.
I want you to imagine you're standing right in the middle of a bustling airport, looking up at one of those massive departure boards. Your entire journey is written right up there in 5 core travel states: on time, early, running late, delayed, and canceled. Seriously, these 5 phrases are the difference between grabbing a relaxing coffee and making a frantic phone call. So let's break them down.
Section 2. When travel goes right, smooth sailing.
Let's start off with the good news, right? The scenario where everything is working exactly as intended. First up, we have on time. Now, this means operating exactly at the expected, scheduled time. If your ticket says 9 a.m. and your bus or plane actually leaves at 9 a.m., you are perfectly on time. It's the absolute ideal state of travel. It's what every single traveler hopes to hear.
Next, we have early, which means arriving or happening before the scheduled time. Let's be totally honest here. In the modern travel world, this is a really rare, delightful surprise. If you land at 8:45 a.m. instead of 9 a.m., you're early. It's kind of like the unicorn of travel updates, but you definitely need to know the word for when you're actually lucky enough to experience it.
And this brilliantly illustrates the delicate balance of travel. Over on the left, we've got the ideal state: peaceful, perfect, and on time. But right next to it, the immediate contrast: running late. This is the exact moment the peace totally shatters and the travel stress actually begins.
Section 3. When travel goes wrong, travel troubles.
We kinda need to shift our tone a bit here because we're moving into the dreaded negative updates. Our first term is running late, meaning falling behind the expected or scheduled time. Come on, we all know this feeling, right? Sprinting to a boarding gate, watching the minutes just tick by. The vehicle or you are behind schedule, but you're still in motion. It's the very first sign of trouble.
And then, the situation escalates to delayed, which means pushed back to a later time than originally scheduled. You want to notice the difference here. Running late can be an informal, active state, but delayed? That's an official, systemic holdup. The airline or the train company has formally adjusted your departure to a later time. Basically, you're officially stuck waiting. So let's compare the severity of our bad news here. On the left, delayed. On the right, canceled. Now, a delay is incredibly frustrating for sure, but it still holds one absolutely crucial element: hope. You're still going to your destination, it's just going to be later. A cancellation, however, holds absolutely no hope for that specific journey. The line is officially drawn. And that brings us to our final definitive definition: canceled. The trip or event will no longer happen at all. This is the ultimate travel worst-case scenario. The plane isn't leaving. The train isn't arriving. You literally have to start completely over. And that completes our deep dive into the 5 core vocabulary topics for this explainer.
Section 4. Travel Grammar in Action. Building the Sentences.
So the crucial point is that knowing isolated words just isn't enough. You can't just shout "delayed" at a ticketing desk, right? We need to apply these to our grammar rules. Take a look at this first sentence. The flight is delayed. Imagine a really frustrated traveler saying this out loud. We've got our subject, the flight, our present tense verb is, and our travel update delayed. It tells the listener exactly what is happening right now.
Our second sentence adds a nice layer of precision. The train is 20 minutes late. This is a fantastic grammatical structure because it seamlessly combines our core vocabulary with a highly specific time measurement. You aren't just saying it's late, you're conveying exact, actionable information. And honestly, this is exactly how native speakers communicate travel updates to one another in the real world.
Our final grammar sentence is, the flight was canceled. Do you notice the subtle but incredibly critical shift here? We just moved from the present tense is to the past tense was. You use this past tense structure to describe a definitive, completely unchangeable travel failure. It happened, it's over, and that flight it no longer exists. Section 5. Real-world speaking. Putting it into practice.
Let's move to and see how this builds from passive grammar rules right into active, real-world conversational speaking. We've learned the vocabulary and we've built the grammar. Now, it's your turn to take the wheel. I want to revisit our opening hook and ask you directly, is your flight on time? Take a second. Seriously formulate your answer right now. By mentally answering this using the exact structures we just practiced, you are actively cementing these concepts in your brain.
Section 6. Your travel homework. Next steps.
Now, this explainer is really just the beginning. So here is your micro-procedure for mastering this topic. Step 1. Review the 5 travel updates we just covered. Step 2. I want you to write 5 distinct travel update sentences of your own. And hey, don't just think them, physically write them down. Doing this will absolutely solidify your speaking confidence going forward.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it poses a pretty exciting question. Now that you can successfully navigate delays, celebrate being early, and handle outright cancellations, where will your English take you next? Master these basics, and there is literally no limit to the destinations you can explore. Keep practicing, and safe travels.